Amani, you arrived to Tulsa in November with so many reservations as you were in a place of isolation, wrapped in a blanket full of grief. So I want you to know that there is life after death and life even in the midst of grief. While you've struggled to accept your new normal since the loss of your little sister, Ebony, know that she wants you to be free from the guilt that has held you back from reaching your full potential and living your best life. Because when Ebony died, you did too. So as you wake up, open your eyes and look towards the sun and be reminded that the 2.0 version of yourself is awaiting you. Don't forget to look beyond the sun and into the sky because Ebony is smiling down on you, screaming, Amani, let your big light shine. You are monumental and you are the prize. While the sparkle in your eyes have readjusted to the new light, know that you are no longer alone because the stars are among you. You have more dreams to fulfill, skills to build, and a community of people who have places to take you. So pull the blankets from over your head. Sit up straight, lift your head up, stand up, and get out of your bed because you have important things to do. Let your vision board be your guiding light as it will lead the way towards your goals and dreams, but carry your values forward as they will direct your path here in Tulsa. While you may feel moments of grief, moments of depression, and bouts of sadness, think about the evolution that has taken place as you lay your burdens to rest. Don't worry, Amani. You are progressing, you are moving, and you are here in Tulsa making an impact. You've arrived, so let Tulsa welcome you in. I love you for real.
Two years ago, if I were to say what direction I thought that my life would be going in, I would be saying things monumentally different from where I'm at now. I was living in a completely different state, going to a school there, thinking that I would be spending the next 4 years of my life working toward a degree and working in a field that I no longer feel is a priority for me. Today, living back in Tulsa after having left it, I can say with absolute certainty that this is my home. I've spent the last year and a half finding new places and meeting new people, building stronger connections to not only this city, but its communities. Specifically, the music community. If not for the people that I'd met in Tulsa who have helped me on my journey, I might not have grown to the point that I have now. But part of that is on me as well, for rising to the occasion on my behalf, accepting growth and taking in a deep breath of the Tulsa air with a fresh perspective. With this in mind, I'm very confident that the future is going to bring me only success.
Dear Tulsa, so I have learned some new things about myself I didn't know. Now it's time to take what I have learned about myself and just apply it to my everyday life and get those goals I want. Stay humble, keep your head held high in the midst of the hard times. I am smart, outgoing, hardworking. I also put things on my vision board that I want in life. So I'm gonna turn my can'ts into can and my wants into will. I believe in myself. If no one else does, I'm gonna make myself proud because I know I will. Remember, everything starts with you and ends with you.
Dear Tulsa, first of all, thank you. Thank you for raising me and helping me to become the person I am today. Thank you for giving me Tulsa Service Year and for helping me to grow so much in the last year. Through New You and everything else, I'm finally brave enough to leave and see what I'm capable of on my own. In August, I'm moving to Florida to participate in the Disney College program. Tulsa will always be my home, but I've got to go see what's out there before I can come home and raise my family. I may be back in 6 months as planned, or it may be longer, but either way, this isn't goodbye. It's just see you later. I'll miss you, but when I come back, I'll be better than ever.
A city growing slow and steady, a meandering river flowing through a Turkey Mountain. Tulsa, you've been my home and foundation place. As I grew up in my little world in the woods, nestled across the river, I had no idea the journey the city would take me on. the beautiful people I would meet along the way, and the divine lessons that the people and the land would teach me. Year after year, I'm inspired. As I recount all I've learned and grown in here, I take my next steps forward into a new chapter and into my full self. I take these steps with mindfulness, discernment, and boldness. In this next chapter, I hope to give back and more what has been given to me. I will continue to nurture and invest in our next generations. I will embrace and foster the energy and love that can be found in community. As I continue to support the ushering in of our next generations, community development will always be at the center of my endeavors. Tulsa, thank you for nurturing me in your wilderness and cultivating me in your community. Near or far, I will always know and build from my foundation of love and community. As Mother Teresa said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. And that's exactly what I intend to do.
Dear Tulsa, I want you to know that I am excited to be here. Even though I am from over 1,000 miles away and I've only been here about a year, I recognize your charm and many possibilities. Going forward, I want to promise you some things. I want to add to your community by expressing my creativity and connecting deeply to others. Some ways I intend to do that are through publishing a book, networking, and using my background and skills to motivate others. Whether that is through media, teaching, or counseling remains yet to be determined. I know you have untapped potential, and so do I. I look forward to working with you to uncover it. Sincerely, Lucy.
Dear Tulsa and the world, the past 5 weeks have been eye-opening. I've acquired some new tools for operating life, e.g. vision boards and knowledge of myself as an introvert, especially the definition of an introvert as a person who brings order, pause, and a much needed space break in a world filled with extroverts. I also found the session on habits very eye-opening. It has given me some ideas on how to structure my finances and how to approach my learning and knowledge acquisition going forward by beginning with the end in mind and to always be better. I already had a strong sense of direction coming into this class, and now I have new knowledge that has strengthened my will to operate my life with greater purpose.
Dear Tulsa, first of all, I would say thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege. It's been a place of where I've had the time to heal and the time to grow and the time to learn about myself, which I never really had the time to do that. So having the time and space, I just want to give back to the community, and just that has kind of been my main goal and purpose since coming here. I honestly didn't really know what to expect, but this has been the best experience that I've been through. Honestly, writing this letter, like my 1.0 version, would have been very hesitant. Even though I did write some notes down, it was more so I wanted it to be a more authentic response, just because this experience has been so authentic. The community here is like no other. It's unmatched. And honestly, the hospitality, the wholesomeness, and the welcoming community, I just want to give back and to bring that back to where I came from in New York. Honestly, if it wasn't for NU, I mean, up until recently, and then NU being the pivot, or like, I don't know, the climax, it's allowed me to, like, just because I've had a lot of lack of clarity and confidence, and it's allowed me to reflect on who I am and why I make the decisions and the decisions that I make based off of my emotions. So just having NU to gain that clarity and gain that confidence so I can fulfill my passions, and so I can give back to the community, and so I can be there for the people that need me or who are going to need me. So all I can really say is thank you, Tulsa, and I hope that I can give back to you as much as you gave to me.
Dear Tulsa, from birth, my roots were planted here. I have always known where home was, but always felt out of place. So out of place that at a young age, a girl at 18 years old did everything in her power to never return to you for too long. Fast forward 7 years later, I found myself home again, but this time with a heavier load to bear. But you accepted me back, and while I was away, you held on to the things that I loved, the food that I loved, and most importantly, the people that I loved. And it was here that I accepted my purpose. I am determined to become the best version of myself, to reach back to others, to give back to the things and the people that I love. The spark inside of me will become an even bigger flame that will help serve others in and outside of this community. Every defining moment, every intentional step, every path that crosses with mine, I know will be another brick in the empire that is waiting on me to claim.
Dear Tulsa, my life started here a few decades ago at the Pink Hospital, as I used to call it. Growing up in the country, I always looked up to you. You were the big city. And even despite the tragedy that recently happened, Tulsa has proven time and time again to be a community of support and kindness. As I have learned over my life, there is just an Okie way. We don't shy away when things are hard or scary. We show up. My 2.0 self is ready to really show up, both for me, Tulsa, and those in need of my help. I've been on a winding path for the last several years, filled with peaks, valleys, and many steep uphill climbs. And part of that's just life, but I'm learning that if I just get out of my head and show up, that is when I feel the most magic happen and start to embrace my journey. I'm also learning to embrace taking the time to stop and look at a sunset, go ride a horse, or smile at a cute dog walking by. I am becoming at peace with myself, which coincidentally is stoking the embers of the fire within. My 2.0 self is ready to grow with Tulsa, to create more for those in Tulsa or who are thinking about coming here. I have met some of the most amazing people in this community over the last decade, especially in the last 2 years. They inspire me and support me in so many ways. The energy of this city is more contagious and fluid than I feel it has ever been, and I am almost impatient to see what we can all make happen here. I am letting go of what has held me back, and the dreams are coming in big. I am shedding the doubt and pushing through what has been stifling me. I am ready to show up as my 2.0 self and better continue to help those innovate, create, and follow their dreams, all while following my own. Sincerely, Kate.
Dear Tulsa, it wasn't until very recently, maybe just a few weeks ago, I realized I've been trying to come home for a long time. You probably wouldn't have guessed that if you looked at most of my adult life. I have moved cities multiple times, spent years abroad, constantly changing where I lived and what I was doing for work, like I was changing outfits. My dad told me he was proud of me for how fearless I was about traveling, and while 70% of the traveling and moving was coming from a place of adventure, curiosity, and a drive to see as much of the world as possible, I would say like maybe the other 30%, deep down I was looking for something, and I couldn't find it until I came to Tulsa, of all places. Until I moved to Tulsa, I hadn't lived in one place for more than a year since college. Now, for the first time in nearly a decade, I feel settled. I bought a house, which I never in my wildest dreams thought would be in reach before age 50. I started a new job that actually means something to me and does something good for other people. I started writing and doing art again. I have a good relationship with my mom for maybe the first time. I've definitely been put through my paces with growing pain since moving here, and there have been plenty of times when I've fallen short of being my best. But I'm pushing myself, and I can feel the subtle and very impactful ways that how my life has shifted, like my life, my values, and how I carry myself since I packed up my car in 2020 and moved here unseen. I think, like a lot of people who've moved here in the past few years, I've gotten so much out of living in Tulsa. I've gained so much, but I don't want to just gain and receive. I want to give back in a way that dovetails with who I'm becoming. Being a part of New U has helped me clarify what actually matters, like creativity, community, connection, just living. There's no work that has to be done to be better. We just have to be. And that's what I'm going to do here as a 2.0 version of myself. I pledge to put down roots here, to be an advocate for Tulsa, to leverage my creativity in a way that brings people together and brings joy and community to people. I also just want to organize a lot of weird events, and I finally feel like I'm home. P.S. I know this whole letter was probably super corny, but I did mean every word.
Dear Tulsa, we met in 2019. Not the greatest encounter as I came to you exhausted and defeated. However, you gave me the space to slow down and reflect. You gave me the freedom to start my healing journey. Today, on June 14th, 2022, as I embark on my new journey and welcome the 2.0 version of myself, my main goal is to be my authentic self. To my future self, I hope that you remember the past enough to cherish all that you've been through, but enough to understand when you need to let go. I hope that you're unapologetically yourself. I hope that you allow your idealistic, imaginative, and loving self to shine bright and bring out the best in others and yourself. To my future self, I know that you're using your courage and determination to follow your dreams. I know that you're walking confidently in the direction of the life you've imagined. I know that you finally allow yourself to receive without feeling guilty for it. I know that you are finally able to enjoy the sensation of true connection and understanding. To my future self, thank you for all that you do and all who you are. Ako si u stanju prepoznati što je lepo, to je zato što nosiš lepotu u sebi. Svet je poput ogledala. Svakom se vraća odraz vlastite duše.
Dear Tulsa, when we embarked upon this journey together years ago, I was in survival mode. I was fractured and filled with worry, uncertainty, and questioning the outcomes of my future. Now I look at you, Tulsa, with a heart filled with gratitude and a newfound sense of hope and prosperity. I am grateful for this new pace of grace that has given me space for reflection, new direction, and restoration. Despite the saying that Tulsa is a small place, so everybody knows everybody, you hid me when I needed time to heal. Friendships were formed here. Family gatherings are located here. My children are growing up here. Connections are being made here. My strength was found here. My tenacity and confidence is being built here. I found myself here, and here I am. So Tulsa, we have been on an adventure together these last few years, but I think it's time for me to reintroduce myself to you. I am healed, once again growing and thriving. I am educated, confident in who I am as a mother and a beautiful spirit. I am whole, defeating every obstacle and walking boldly in becoming a better version of myself. Now, when you see me, you'll notice I wear my crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. I am here. The New You program helped me discover my passions, which are training and development, and connecting and bridging opportunities, community, and wholeness to others. So thank you, Tulsa. I am looking forward to pouring into you as you have poured into me.
Dear Tulsa, before I could write this letter to you, I had to write several letters to myself. I wrote one where I said thank you to all of my former selves that served me once but don't help me here. I wrote another where I allowed myself to detail all the ways I'm learning, growing, and leaning into all of the identities that I hold. All of the stories that live within me, and all of the fire that burns in me to give into the greatest parts of myself and share them with you and those who dare to come here for a night, a year, or move here and change their entire lives. The last letter allowed me to untangle the many passions, the many experiences, the many connections that led me here to you, that led me to a land where people like me once thrived, where people like me were held, healed, shared in community, cultivated meaningful lives, and grew thriving families and businesses. I'm here with you in this chapter of my story to build a life worth living and sharing. I'm here to build a family, build a community, and build businesses that serve, honor, and uphold people that look and feel like you and me. This won't be the last letter I write to either of us. We're in this together for a bit. Although I might not write to you formally for a while, it's just because I'm going to be spending my time devoted to just being present to you and to me, planting the necessary seeds, growing deeper roots, and harvesting for our collective good. My dearest Tulsa, be patient. The next letter is coming soon. Until then, know that I can't wait to share all the good news that's in store. Abundance loading, Allison.
Dear Tulsa, you have welcomed me into this beautiful space. You have allowed me to meet some of the most amazing humans on this planet. I know we still have many hurdles to overcome and many lessons to be taught. Even though we still have more growing and healing to do, I am grateful to call you home. Today, I want to make you proud. Therefore, I'm saying goodbye to the 1.0 version of me. I'm saying goodbye to all the pain and suffering that doesn't allow me to move forward. I leave behind the people who drain my energy, take away from my best moments, and leave me feeling hopeless. My commitment to you is to be the best version of myself, the 2.0 version of myself, and thank those who bring me joy and positive energy into my life. With that said, I will focus on my personal growth and use my talents of being compassionate, a problem solver, a mindful, caring, and loving individual to become better at leading my community, to become a better leader, and to make sure I'm using my voice to defend those who are scared to speak up. I will continue to work on setting clear boundaries to make sure that I do not burn out and stay here. I want my future children to call Tulsa home. I am also committing to growing my business and give back to the community that has given back so much to me. I want to provide not good, but great paying jobs for people in this community and give our residents an unforgettable memories to share with their loved ones. Tulsa, you have seen me grow up. You have seen me grow alongside a beautiful community full of people from different walks of life. Soon you will see me get married. Then after, you will see me raise my family here. Thank you for making me feel so loved and welcome. Soon you will see me get married. Then after, you will see me raise my family here. Thank you for making me feel so loved and welcome. I hope I can make you proud.
Dear Tulsa, my name is Amanda and I'm on a new you assignment. My job is to share my plans for becoming the 2.0 version of myself. My goal in sharing with you is to accurately express how I believe my evolution or my upgrade will benefit our community. First, let me share that during a process of creative manifestation and dream casting, I pieced together a vision board for victory. This vision board consists of ideas, elements, people, and objects that are not in my view today. And what is not seen in this moment, what I cannot see, has not and will not destroy my hope for change. This may sound like faith to you, and you're right, Tulsa, because faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. Faith is the key to my progression. What does my faith and progression mean for you? I'm glad that you asked this question, Tulsa. Amanda's established faith here means opening an organic tea house for people to relax and consume healthy beverages. Amanda's established faith here means founding an organization for girls and women that focuses on sexual abuse prevention and the healing of sexual trauma. Amanda's established faith here means meditating before leaving home so that being kind and honoring everyone is achievable. And Amanda's established faith here means uniting with a like-minded soul for matrimony in godly fashion. All in all, Tulsa, a new me means a new and better you. A better you filled with more peace, more healing, more kindness, more love, and most importantly, faith for all the things we desire but cannot yet see.
Dear Tulsa, the past few weeks, New You has helped me grow and find that 2.0 version of myself. It has given me a different perspective on things. I plan to take the knowledge I learned and share it with others and use it to help me better my future and my business. I want to help motivate people to bring out that version of themselves, to help love themselves first, relieve everyday stress, and know there's natural ways to heal. I want to grow a business to give people a place to get their mind off of the world and to relax and only focus on themselves. It's never too late to grow and better ourselves and health. Love, Giselle.
Hello, Tulsa. Hello to my 2.0 self. Hello to the person who's let go of the past and used it for good and for leverage. To the woman who's involved and wants change. To the entrepreneur who wants to give to the world. Evolving. To constantly learning or progressing forward. To move in a direction closer to find your true self and purpose. I realize that that's my goal for life. To constantly feed my soul, mind, and to learn more and to share more. To share it with the world. Knowledge and knowing is enlightening, and we must share it with everyone to achieve big things. I always knew I was destined for greatness and to contribute to this world, but I didn't know how I would do so. I always strived to be better and want better. I always had faith and vision good things would come. To have vision is to think and imagine what you really want in life. As I reflect on my vision, during this course, I got to visualize and timeline what I really wanted, to really picture the life I want to create and to strive for, to visualize my goals and plans, to reflect on my financial and business goals. I grasped all that from my vision board. Anyone can have vision, but what will we do to achieve that? I asked myself that question frequently after our first lesson. Jocelyn, what is it that you really want from life and how will you achieve that? What will you contribute to this world? As a Latina woman in my late 20s, a daughter of teen parents, the oldest of 3, and a business owner, there's so much I want and to give to this world. As I reflect on this course, I learned so much about myself I didn't know. I was able to see my goals in an achievable way, see myself in a way I had never, and the motivation that came with it was crazy. I figured out my good and bad traits, my values in life, what drives me, daily strategies, personal growth, tips to succeed, and the best part, a mentor and friend for life. Shout out to Erin. With everything I learned throughout the course, I'm so ready to take on more. I found a version of myself I didn't know was there. I knew was there, but didn't know how to express it and fulfill it. I'm taking all these strategies to improve and succeed my personal growth and business growth and to help inspire others. I want to influence and motivate young women to find themselves, to be able to provide esthetician jobs for minorities, to be able to express self-care in a different way that's never been done before, and to provide the best self-care experience for everyone. My biggest goal is to open an esthetician school to be able to educate and teach aesthetics, but in a fundamental way where they can find themselves and strive for more than just a career. For them to be able to graduate with all the knowledge, tools, and strategies to succeed overall in life. I've been blessed to be part of this cohort to learn so much about myself. I was able to receive so much knowledge that I will use for a lifetime to be a better me, to be better for others, and to share everything that I have learned. I will be that, the 2.0 version of myself for me, my family, my business, and Tulsa.